This is World Report. Good morning. I'm Marcia Young. After months under new U.S. tariffs, the latest trade numbers from Statistics Canada are out. Exports to the United States fell for the fourth consecutive month in May, but exports to other countries hit a record high. CBC senior business correspondent Peter Armstrong has details.
Much like the trade landscape itself, this Statistics Canada report is rife in contradictions and distortions. The good news is total exports to the world, those are up. But they're only up 1% from the record low we saw last month. More good news, Canadian exporters are shipping to new markets, but that surge is largely driven by gold exports to the UK. In fact, if you strip out the more volatile metals and minerals category, exports were actually down 1.2%. US exports has an interesting angle in this as well. Last year, 76% of shipments were going to the US. That's now down to 68%. Which tells us that maybe Canadian businesses are continuing to struggle in ways that we haven't fully comprehended to make their goods CUSMA compliant so they aren't paying a tariff when they cross the border. None of this takes away from some real positives in this report, but it is a sign that the trouble and the struggle in the trade world continues as Canadian businesses try to navigate all of this tariff uncertainty. Peter Armstrong, CBC News, Toronto.
In Washington, the House of Representatives is still in session. Politicians pulled an all-nighter debating U.S. President Donald Trump's signature tax and spending bill.
All we need, Mr. Speaker, are 4 Republicans from this group to join us, and we can stop these devastating cuts to Medicaid. Join us. Join us. Join us.
That is Democratic House Minority Leader Hakeem Jeffries. He is trying to persuade Republican representatives to vote against Trump's bill, and he's been at it since 5 Eastern this morning. The final vote on the bill will happen only when he's done. Our Katie Nicholson is following along from our Washington bureau. And Katie, tell us more about what's happening.
It's been another marathon session on Capitol Hill, but Speaker Mike Johnson may be on the brink of fulfilling a very tall order. The small group of Republican holdouts, there were 5 representatives. Speaker Johnson spoke briefly with Fox's Sean Hannity last night.
We were tying up some loose ends. It's taken a little while to go through the changes, to have everybody fully process that, and that's part of the process. So no huge pressure here. We're allowing these conversations to continue.
Now, through the night, the president expressed his frustration on social media, posting, "What are the Republicans waiting for? What are you trying to prove?" Multiple question marks in all caps. MAGA is not happy and it's costing you votes. So Johnson appears to believe that now they have the votes. But first, there is procedure. There was debate and the House leaders get to speak. And now House Minority Leader Hakeem Jeffries, he started speaking around 5 a.m. He may take a long time to delay the actual vote.
This bill is supposed to continue the Trump administration's tax cuts for the most wealthy from 2017, increase funds for border security and the Pentagon, but it's also being heavily criticized for what it cuts. Tell us more.
It does take deep bites from the social safety net, in addition to driving up the national debt by an estimated $3.3 trillion over 10 years. And that is a message House Democrats have been hammering over the last 24 hours on the floor. Here's Hakeem Jeffries again.
This disgusting abomination, the GOP tax scam, that guts Medicaid, rips food from the mouths of children, seniors, and veterans, and rewards billionaires with massive tax breaks.
Now, if this bill clears the last hurdle, it moves to Donald Trump's desk. He will get to sign it into law, as he wanted, by July 4th. But many in his party may soon face a reckoning. There are estimates 12 million Americans or more may lose health coverage, and this could impact rural health care, issues that may haunt Republicans in the midterms.
Thank you, Katie.
You're welcome.
The CBC's Katie Nicholson reporting from Washington. The UN Special Rapporteur on the occupied Palestinian territories is calling for an arms embargo on Israel. In a speech to the Human Rights Council, Francesca Albanese also urged leaders to cut off trade with Israel.
There is a prima facie responsibility on every state and corporate entity to completely abstain from or end their relationship with this economy of the occupation, especially as it has transformed into an economy of genocide.
Albanese presented her latest report to the council in Geneva. It named more than 60 companies she says support Israeli settlements and military actions in Gaza. She says they should face legal consequences for violating international law. Police in Spain say Premier League soccer player Diogo Jota has died in a car accident. He and his brother were both found dead after their vehicle went off the road near Zamora in western Spain. No other vehicles were involved in the accident. Police are investigating the cause. Jota played for Liverpool FC. He also helped Portugal's national team win the Nations League last month. Diogo Jota was 28 years old. The mother of a 3-year-old girl who disappeared near the Ontario-Quebec border appears in court today. The child was found alive. The mother has been charged with child abandonment. And today is her bail hearing. Jayla Bernstein has the story.
Just over 2 weeks ago, a massive multi-day search for a missing girl ended with the best case scenario. The 3-year-old girl found alive in a ditch. She was dehydrated and alone, but okay. CBC is not naming the girl or her mother because of a publication ban by the courts. Today, the mother is expected to appear in court for her bail hearing. She's charged with child abandonment. According to Radio-Canada sources, she seemed confused during police questioning. Her lawyer says she's not well, though for now they've not requested a psychological evaluation. This all started when the mother ran panicked into a souvenir store on a highway near the Quebec-Ontario border. Employees said she was saying she'd lost her 3-year-old daughter and couldn't remember what happened. In eastern Ontario, officers used a drone to spot the girl alive. She was along a highway near farmland about 50 kilometers from the Quebec border. She told police she was waiting there for her mommy. Officers said they believe she spent the entire time outside on her own. If her mother is found guilty of child abandonment, she could face a maximum sentence of 5 years. Jayla Bernstein, CBC News, Montreal.
Canada's Air Traffic Control Service says delays are expected at some airports across the country. NAV Canada says the airports in Ottawa, Montreal, Edmonton, Winnipeg, Calgary, and Vancouver were all affected by bomb threats early this morning. There was a temporary ground stop, but NAV Canada says employees at these airports are safe and services are resuming. People in Yukon are getting some answers about exactly what happened at the Eagle Gold Mine last year. There was a landslide. It was catastrophic for the environment and forced the facility to close. Now an independent review has released its report. The CBC's Gabrielle Planca has details.
The Eagle Gold Mine near Mayo, Yukon had a lot of issues. Its heap leaching facility, which uses cyanide to extract gold, wasn't draining properly. The mining company was using poor quality ore and had a malfunctioning separator. All of those problems and others contributed to the catastrophic failure in June 2024, according to newly published findings from an independent review board. John Stryker is the Yukon's Minister of Mines. He says his government is looking at the findings.
Public confidence is lost quickly and built slowly. So I think that we have to continue that hard work.
There are more than 50 recommendations, some of them geared towards government and others towards the mining industry.
That it isn't just the Yukon that's looking at this, right? The whole mining industry is looking at it, trying to understand. Everyone wants to make sure mining is done safely.
The Eagle Mine is currently in receivership and up for sale. Don Roberts leads a local citizen advocacy group. It circulated a petition earlier this year to ban open-pad heap leaching in the Yukon. He says right now public opinion on mining is low, and it's going to take a major industry shift to change that.
They've got to have everything in place, and even the financial burden has to be in place as well. Otherwise, we're going to get stuck with other mines, which are even going to be larger.
Roberts says he's tired of seeing taxpayers and the environment pay for failed mines. Gabrielle Planca, CBC News, Whitehorse.
That is the latest national and international news from World Report. If you like the World Report podcast, please follow us and tell a friend. It helps spread the word. I'm Marcia Young.